I don't, and to be clear, there is no, much like when I talked about risk mitigation, there's no silver bullet. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people will, because again, human beings tend, including myself, we seek the path of least resistance, both physically, cognitively, you name it. And so I want, somebody will come to me and they'll be like, hey, what gun should I buy? And generally what they want is for me to tell them, buy this gun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But instead, if I say, well, it depends, and I give them a bunch of factors and basically equip them with the tools to make a nuanced decision, sometimes people get frustrated at that.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, when it comes to like risk, a risk assessment or security, if something's not 100% effective, people will be like, oh, well, that's not 100% effective. Well, no, your goal is to take a whole bunch of partial solutions and layer them on top of one another to where you have 500% effectiveness because you've got redundancy. Likewise, um, the thing I love about competition shooting, whether it be USPSA, IDPA, or other forms of competition shooting, is the fact that typically, even if you see the course of fire and you're having to apply your stage plan, you're having to think about your stage plan and what you're doing and where you're going to reload and making sure you don't shoot the no shoots, which is drawing mental bandwidth away from thinking about your grip, thinking about your trigger
Right.
press, thinking about your reloads. And so again, that's just one partially effective tool in the toolbox because there's no silver bullet out of all those things I mentioned. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to if you want to be your best self, you should be should be competing some. You should be doing some quality force on force training.
Mm-hmm.
Engaging in some martial arts, and frankly, I think that martial arts with non-consensual sparring does a great job of building mental toughness. Where even when you're losing, you just stay in the fight and say, well, I've got to go until this is over. So even though I'm basically losing, I got to keep working. And I think that helps with the mindset of staying in the fight, even if it's an armed encounter, where the first time you get grazed by a bullet, you don't just lay down and toss your gun aside and say, "Well, I quit."